Well, thanks, Andrea, and President Lensmeyer, there you are, and the Board of Trustees and faculty for having me. I'm glad to be here today, especially considering that I didn't attend my own graduation from the College of St. Thomas in St. Paul about 42 years ago. I wasn't sure if they'd just hand me a blank when I got on stage, so I drank beer that sunny, fine May day instead. This one actually has something inside it. You see, I wasn't much of a student. I flunked accounting because I never went to class. So much for a business major. I thought I might major in music and be a rock star, but the faculty heard me sing and encouraged me to look elsewhere. I scanned the college catalog in my dorm room one hazy night and found the easiest major in the book, journalism, where the only requirement was to read the newspaper and you had to type at least 25 words a minute. I landed a night job at the Minneapolis Tribune and got ink in my veins. The last place I wanted to go after barely graduating from college was back to Iowa. I'd shaken the manure and black dirt off my boots. I wanted to be a star reporter and eventually a columnist in Minneapolis, if not New York. But I was that C student who, according to Sister Ruth Marie at St. Mary's High School here in Storm Lake, never applied himself. I took what nepotism would allow. My big brother John secured me a job at the Algona newspaper where he worked. I learned at his elbow, and what an education it was. I landed smack dab in the middle of the farm crisis that saw an entire generation of family farmers exit the land for a job in town or working one of the rigs in Oklahoma or Texas. I bore witness and testimony to epic changes in rural Iowa over the last 4 decades as food systems consolidated, young people fled the state, and Storm Lake became a magnet for immigrants. Those years of reporting about agriculture and the environment led to a Pulitzer Prize in 2017 for editorial writing on surface water pollution in the Raccoon River, from which Des Moines draws its drinking water. It changed the conversation in Iowa about how we view natural resource stewardship, and it raised questions about whether we can sustain our industrialized food system. It resulted in a documentary that Andrea referred to about our family newspaper and its relationship to this fascinating community of Storm Lake, where some 30 languages are spoken in our schools. And much of the film was shot right here on campus. That movie is enhancing a national discussion on how to preserve local news in an era of disinformation and spin, when discovering a common set of facts gets harder through all the babble. The journey from a lackadaisical student to a career in community journalism and launching a hometown newspaper with my family at the Storm Lake Times Pilot taught me many things. First, that C students can make it. College presidents make donor calls on them. Harold Walter Siebens never even went to college, but here we sit in this field house with his name on it, his first of many major gifts to Buena Vista and Storm Lake starting 50 years ago. Don't worry, ladies and gents. You learned how to get by with a little help from all those friends you made at Moe's Bar. They might name a building or at least a drink after you someday. Second, that we cannot go on like we are in rural Iowa. We're mining the soil and polluting the water in an era of rapid climate change. In 30 years, we might not be able to grow corn in southwest Iowa, according to the leading climatologists at Iowa State University in Ames. It's already becoming impossible, even with irrigation in western Kansas, to grow corn. It's getting so hot. Nature will not allow us to continue farming every last inch of this state. Buena Vista County is losing soil 4 times faster than it can be replenished. It will be up to a new generation, that's you, to figure out how to feed an increasingly hungry world without flushing our natural resource base down the Mississippi River to the Gulf of Mexico, where a dead zone from nitrate pollution is the size of New Jersey. That black dirt is all we have. It's the foundation for our world food supply. Take care of it. Third, you've received a first-rate education in logic, science, facts, and the Socratic method, if you were listening. Use it. Facts are under attack. A free press is in peril. Disinformation is the order of our politics. Some think you can accept half of science, but not the rest of it. Reality will impose itself eventually, so you might as well start by recognizing it. It saves a lot of trouble and might save the democratic experiment. An informed electorate is the cornerstone of a free democracy. Fight for it by paying attention to the facts. Use your education from Buena Vista to defend democracy. If you don't believe it can happen here, it already did on January 6, 2021, when a horde of people fed on fantasy scaled the walls of the U.S. Capitol and tried to subvert our democracy. Look what happened in Russia with its steady flow of disinformation not vetted by a free press. It allowed genocide in Mariupol. What makes America exceptional is the power of the truth to guide democracy. Hold tight to it. Stand firm with freedom. UA students help figure out a cure for COVID or other dread diseases, like Dr. Kimberly Perez is, a 2013 graduate of Buena Vista who's in her new job with Moderna now. Or about new ways of creating energy from biomass that captures carbon. Some of you should stay here in Iowa with us because there's a real brain drain going on that we have to reverse. We can make Iowa the renewable energy and food security center of the world, but we need you to do it. The future is here if you look for it. And UC students, go out there and raise some hell. Make some money, give it back to BV. Help raise funds to keep those A students working on the really big problems. Dive into your community and build it. Coach up a kid. Write something great. Maybe one day you can wear a goofy outfit like this. Thank you.